Satoshi set us free, really, because without having any expectation, that the gift, if you look at the gift, when you give a gift, you don't really expect anything in return. It's just out of your love, you give it out of your own freedom and no string attached. And that there's something significant in that kind of act of kindness or act of love, that it inherently keeps each other be free. Because when you give me a gift, it's just you don't expect me to return anything. It's really the free deed, and that it actually makes me be free. And if I were to decide to give something back to you, it's really done out of my own freedom, and that act is act of love because of that freedom as a foundation. And I think that, in my opinion, I think that Satoshi kind of created a new network, that freed us from this network of debt, where it's kind of like we are expected to return. It's the IOU kind of system, that the system will tell you, you owe me, and that you have to pay this interest obligations, or you have to pay me back. And that is, I don't even have a choice. Like I'm really enslaved to the system, that I have to do it, and out of sense of obligation. And I think that the Satoshi basically freed us from this debt network. We started to be able to connect with our heart and love. That I associate love with the heart. I think that it's the heart that has this capacity for love. So we started to weave a new network, and that it's a networked heart, because each person is basically freed now from being bound by the brain, perhaps, the dictate of the head, so to speak, and be able to connect, open up our heart. And that each person doing that and linking one another will create a large kind of network of networked heart, so to speak. And I see Bitcoin fundamentally is what Satoshi did was, I think he somehow replicated the heart in a digital space, and one of the problems of our society is that this heart become like a pump. This mechanistic view is applied in modern medicine, so that the heart is kind of a pressure pump, the pumping blood, which I think is a kind of again, reductionist way of looking at it. The heart actually senses, and it doesn't really, pumping the blood. And that, if you look at the monetary system, it's technically it's like pumping, pumping money into the system, injecting money into the system without having any consideration to the balance, of the entire organism. It's just keep pumping, which is very unhealthy, and no wonder like people who are in that kind of mechanical system become ill, because it's really disconnected from the living organism and the laws of nature.